may not go all the way. First I'll try just the pinstriping around the edge, about maybe uh, an eighth of the way in with a fairly heavy pinstripe black. And if I decide that I want to put that all the way out and make it look like binding, I have that option, right? But I'll reserve that option. I'll keep it away from the edge and make it look more like actual pinstriping first. Of course, that's all freehand, so I have to be in the mood to do it. I have to set myself up. I have to take the strings off. I have to basically remove everything off the guitar. I might even take the neck off. It's pretty easy to take off. So I've just got the body of the guitar, and it's pretty easy to maneuver and handle. I can find some way to prop it up at the right angle. Well, actually, it probably should be laying flat so paint doesn't run, but I don't think you get too many runs from the pinstriping because it's not as thick as if you were to spray it on a spray bomb, whatever, right? So, but yeah, that's the plan with that. And then some of the other guitars, once I've got them done, I'll probably take one of them as just as proof of concept and do some pinstriping on it and put it for sale and see if anybody grabs, if anybody latches onto it, right? And if they do, then that's good. So yeah, so the idea is I've got one guitar I can sell right now for sure, one built one. I have other ones I could sell that I already own, but they're used. This one here is a new guitar. I mean, it's used to the point where it's been tested, set up and everything, but it's still a new guitar. Probably newer than a lot of the guitars you'd see on the wall at the guitar store, because a lot of those have probably been purchased and set up there and been setting for quite a while. Some of them are a year old. Some of them are probably even more than a year old. This one I just made is probably 2 months old, maybe, if that. And these ones here, of course, will be fresh builds. This wood is all dry, kiln dried, I would assume. I hope, anyway. I had good luck with mahogany. It seemed to be well dried. I guess that's maybe a question to ask when I go in next time is, where are they getting the lumber? Is it kiln dried, or is it, has it set for a long dried, or what's the case? How did they dry it? Or is it just raw lumber that comes in? Because this is obviously, no, I don't think this is green lumber. I'm pretty certain this is not green lumber, but I don't know for sure because I'm not an expert on that. But in terms of doing guitar bodies where your length and width is so minimal compared to like if you were doing lumber on a roof or lumber on the side of a building or trying to make a coffee table or something of any great length, the option for it to twist, I think, is a lot less than it would be something a bit longer. That's something I have to do is check these for twist. They look like they're pretty flat. They've been planed. This one here you can tell it's been planed. You could see that they skimmed a little bit off the top right here. They didn't take it down much. This edge is untouched here, so this is the high spot right here. If I were to put this through the planer and run it through, this wouldn't change much here. It would just get wider. These edges would go away and become clear or more white like this right here. The other side, let's have a look. Yeah, become more like that. This is obviously the flatter side right here. It does have some skip planing look to it. I could see some marks in it. I think that's what that means, is skip planing. When you see that, you can kind of see where the blade went over it. So let me run that through one more time on this side. Or maybe I'll just go ahead and do level sanding on that side. That side might be I'll put a straight edge on it and check it. I'll do the same with this too. I'm thinking, well, both sides have been hit with a planer, I'm sure. This side here's got some marks on it, so probably this side's probably the one that's, yeah, I think this side is the one that's finished the best. And I think it's got some skip planing marks in it too. It almost looks like, yeah, certain ways you can actually see that. I'll run it through my planer once, very, very, very fine, just to see, pardon me, just to see how it comes up. Problem is, I'd like to run the whole thing through the way it is, because that way you get less Skype, or whatever they call it, snipe, I guess, snipe. So your snipe usually ends up being, somewhere in this area on the board on each end. When you run it through a planer, you'll get some there, and then you'll end up getting some here. The least amount of snipe I get, the better. I don't think I can get that through the planer right now. I think that's too wide as is. I think 13 is just barely going to fit through. I'll have to check that and see. I did actually put a guitar body through it. The last one I put through it. I'll go measure that, see what the width is. I I may have to cut this down to that width so I can run the whole thing through, keep my snipe on the ends, minimize the amount of snipe on the body, make it easier to do the level sanding and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm going to finish picking out these pieces here. I think there's only 2 more there because I don't really want that going through my planer. And got to start getting to it. But as I said, I said I was going to start this first, but I think the next thing I'll do is I'm going to grab something that I can practice with a little bit with my brush. Maybe I'll take this guy here and do a practice run with the pinstriping. See how that turns out. A piece of mahogany on there, a little glue on there. I'll clean that off. Yeah, so I'll go over that first and see how that turns out. I've got 2 sides. I can clean this up and do that. I've got other pieces in there too, similar to this, that I could also work with just to see, try some different designs and stuff. Pardon me. And I can also paint this different colors too. If I want to paint it black or red or some other colors to give it a chance to dry, and then try some, pinstriping. If I do pinstriping once, it comes up pretty good and I want another practice run, I can paint over the whole thing and do it again. So that's perfect for the practice sessions. Pardon me. So that's pretty much where we're at. The way I'm looking at it is I'm going to cut this video short here. Don't want to go much longer. I've got 24 minutes. That's a pretty long video. So in the meantime, peace out. We'll catch you next time.